how do we define foreign collaborators or foreign involvement in a research project?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's not uh, black and white, right? and you know, times have changed. It's been, years ago, we used to just focus on or be concerned with espionage and the loss of intellectual property and theft of data, misappropriation of ideas and concepts and other things. But um, we have the focus has transitioned to one of transparency and ensuring that our sponsors are aware of our collaborations, prior and ongoing collaborations at the time of the proposal. And the argument is, potentially the sponsor would have made perhaps a different decision on awarding a grant had they had known about certain relationships that were ongoing at the time of the proposal. So it's no longer about theft of things or deliberate kind of intent to take something that's not yours. It's now transitioned into your relationships, your ongoing collaborations, and it's not just about subcontracts to your collaborators. It's not just about vendor agreements with certain suppliers. It's also extends to who you co-author with and who you publish with and conferences you attend and honorary appointments, joint appointments, which were at one point very much, encouraged and supported.
Yeah.
It's much different now in that we have to pay very close attention, not, to who we're actually working with, graduate students in your lab, where they're from, what projects they're working on, and so, it's really has no boundaries, and it really is a case by case basis where you have to take a close look at all of your research activities, whether it's funded or not, and if and how these relationships should be described and disclosed in your biosketch, in your other support, or your current and pending, and so forth. And so sponsors care about that now, and it's incredibly important that we also provide the resources to help our researchers navigate that road. So that's been our focus the last few years, and I think that's another way to serve as a resource to the community, is helping them navigate these relationships and giving them counsel about and guidance about certain, whether it's prospective students joining your lab, whether it's an invitation with travel reimbursed to certain places in the world to give a talk or attend a conference. Even at a conference, you have to pay attention to who's sponsoring that conference. And if there are entities in which, our government deems, high risk, that's something you need to consider, not just for your ongoing projects, but for your future proposals as well. And thinking about how would this look to my in my proposal documents when I disclose the fact that I've attended these things or collaborated with these individuals, whether it's sponsored or not. How would that impact my future funding? And that's a question that I don't think a lot of researchers are in the moment at the time and looking at this opportunity to say, wow, this is great. But what I try to do is take a step back and say, okay, long term, how will this impact you? And, I think researchers and faculty appreciate that type of approach.